Don't use VLOOKUP. Use this instead. So hello guys, in this video I'll be showing us the major constraints of VLOOKUP and why you should stop using it today, or better still, Excel functions that you can use in place of VLOOKUP. And on our screen here is an Excel table or a database that shows what? Model Trust Expenditure 2022. And the instruction says what? Enter a formula in cell G5 to display the ISO of the currency for the country displayed in cell D5. All right. So this is the place where we'll be looking up, or we'll be using VLOOKUP, and this is the column where the country is, that is cell D5. So we are going to use VLOOKUP to display the ISO from this other table. Is okay? So it's very easy for you to do. Now you just start off with hitting what? Equal to VLOOKUP. Right? So you select your lookup. Your lookup value in this case is the country Kenya, comma, and your table array will be picked from this table here. And you go ahead to select the whole set of data. Then you hit comma. Then the next thing you are going to do is to select the column index number. The column index number from this our table, this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3, this is column 4. So the column index number is the column where the value that we are looking up is located. So in this case, it's in column 1 because the ISO column is in column 1 as far as this table is concerned. So I go ahead to select 1, comma, and I select false for the range lookup. I close up my bracket and I hit enter. Now, ideally, for normal VLOOKUP scenario, this is actually supposed to give us our correct answer. But in this case, it's giving us not applicable, an error message. So that is the deficiency of VLOOKUP, because if you notice from this table, the value that we are looking up, which is the ISO, is at the left side of your lookup table, which is a major constraint of VLOOKUP, which states that the value that you eventually want to match must be to the right of your lookup value, right? So ideally, this particular column is supposed to be to the right of the lookup value, which in this case is all the values under the country column. Does that help? So that is why we are getting this error not applicable. So if eventually you move this column towards the right of your country column, ideally you will get the answer correctly. So how do we now solve this problem, you might ask? So we use the Excel function lookup. All right, so the lookup function to the rescue. So we go ahead to just copy this, just paste this here, and we use the Excel function lookup. Okay, so local currency ISO using lookup function. So let us repeat the same process and see if we get the answer or not. So equal to lookup. So lookup function is very straightforward. It says what? It looks up a value either from a 1 row or 1 column range, or from an array provided for backward compatibility. So just follow me as we go ahead to find the ISO using the lookup function. So this says what? The lookup value is cell D5 under the country column, comma, then the lookup vector will be picked from this particular table, and it's going to be the range under the country column. Is all right? So select this, hold down your Control, your Shift, and your down arrow key to select everything, comma. Then the result vector is what you want to eventually merge to give you the output you are looking for. How about that? So the result you are looking for is this, and you hold down Control, Shift, and your down arrow key. So whether the result is to the left or to the right of your lookup value is none of your business. That is one of the beautiful things about the lookup function. So once you have finished entering this, you close up your bracket and you hit enter. And we have our ISO being looked up from an external data sheet. How about that? But if we go ahead to replicate this, you notice that it fills it up for us accordingly. Now, you'll be asking, so how do we solve the problem of VLOOKUP? So the lookup function has actually helped us to match the ISO for the different data sets that we'll have here, right? So how do we eventually solve this problem with VLOOKUP? I have gone ahead to make the rearrangement. So in this case, the ISO column is towards the right of your country column. So let us go ahead to use VLOOKUP and see if we'll now get the solution to this problem. So we just go ahead to name this whole new column as local currency ISO using VLOOKUP. All right, so it will still be using VLOOKUP. So to separate it, I'm going to just color this. All right, so this is the one that we rearranged. Is that right? So let us go ahead to quickly hit equal to VLOOKUP. All right, so using the same VLOOKUP syntax, your lookup value will be what? D5, comma, then your table array will be this table that we've rearranged. So it's very, very important that whenever you are doing any related tasks on VLOOKUP, make sure your table is well arranged, especially the table that you'll be looking up your value from. Very, very important. Else you'll be running into similar challenges just like we've seen. Okay, so select the first cell, hold down Shift and press your right arrow key to select the cells to the right. Then hold down Control, Shift and your down arrow key to select the whole table. So why I'm actually using the shortcut keys is because it's something that you must know how to use in Excel to make your work very fast and to make you very efficient and productive also. So we've created several videos on Microsoft Excel keyboard shortcuts. Go ahead to watch it up in the card above. So once you have selected that, you hit comma, then it will now ask you for your column index number. Now the column index number, just like we've seen before now, is the column where your lookup data is going to be picked from. So this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3, and this is column 4. So our column index number in this case will be picked from column 2. So we go ahead to hit what? 2, and you hit comma and the range lookup is false or 0. So you close it up and you hit enter. Now you notice that our VLOOKUP is working and it's working perfectly. How about this? Is this not super awesome? So if you encounter issues like this in future, do not fret. There are other Excel functions that can save the situation, like the lookup function, and you have the index match also. So we'll be making a video in future to show us how we can use the index match to solve real life scenarios. Hope you have gotten value in this video. Support our channel by smashing the subscribe button. Also like and share this video. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section below. Go ahead to watch the video on your screen right away to show you how to use Microsoft Excel VLOOKUP function. Excel made easy.